In this video, we're going to talk about predicting the sign, whether it's positive or negative, for entropy. And so an increasing entropy means a positive sign. So typically the question will ask, is this positive or is this negative? And so the three things that we're going to be looking at is if a molecule is broken into two or more molecules. In 1211 we call this a decomposition. So I'm going to have one reactant and two or more products. Okay, it will be positive. A reaction in which there's an increase in the moles of gas, which means I have more moles of gas as a product than I do as a reactant. We do this the same way as we did earlier with the delta N in the conversion between Kc and Kp. Or a process in which the solid goes to a liquid or gas, or a liquid changes into a gas. So phase change that we talked about earlier in this chapter to do with the phase changes. So also realize that these three statements are for the positive. So the negative sign, a negative sign would be the opposite of these three statements. So two or more molecules become one molecule. Okay, that would be the opposite. A decrease in number of moles of gas is the opposite of number two. And then a liquid to solid a gas to liquid, or gas to solid. Not two S's. Those are all the opposites there. Okay. And one more thing, if two of the list are opposite, the answer is cannot predict. Okay, so let's say that I had a molecule that was broken into two more molecules, but I had a decrease in the number of moles of gas. Okay, so in that case, then I can't, one says positive, the other one says negative, and so the answer then becomes I cannot predict. Okay, so let's look at how this works here. Okay, so in the first one here I have methanol, CH3OH, as a liquid goes to methanol as a gas. So it's the same molecule, there's no real chemical reaction, this is a phase change. Okay, and I'm going from liquid to gas, so therefore this should be positive. Okay, all right, so that was rule number 3. It's doing it too many times here. Rule number 3. Okay. All right. I have one molecule going to form two or more. So rule number 1 is positive. Rule number 2, because there is a gas, is also positive, and it's positive because of the fact that I'm increasing my moles of gas. I'm going from 0 to 1, so therefore the answer is positive. Okay, all right, in this one, okay, I have rule number 1 is negative. Rule number 2 is also negative. So rule number one is now I have two molecules going to form one, so I have only one product. So that's why rule number one is negative. Here I have 1 mole of gas, and here I have 0 moles of gas, so that one's also negative because I am decreasing my moles of gas. So overall, it's negative. Okay. And the last one here, rule number one does not apply. NA, not applicable. And rule number two, it's positive. So therefore it's positive. I thought I had one that was not produced. You could not tell. Okay. I thought I had one that you could not predict, but I don't. Okay. So that's basically how you do those. And yep. And that is the end of this presentation.